Thank you for listening to Here's to Your Health, a podcast brought to you by the Crawford County Memorial Hospital. During this podcast, we talk about healthcare, the people behind it, and the opportunities that help shape the next generation of medical professionals. This podcast is where we share stories, insights, and conversations focused on healthcare and the people who make a difference in our community. Thanks for listening to the Here's to Your Health podcast.
Welcome to the Here's to Your Health podcast. I'm Lilly Wyatt, marketing specialist, and today I have Sarah Branning here to talk about athletic training. How's it going?
Good. I'm so excited.
Perfect. How long have you been as part of CCMH and that partnership with Denison High School?
I just joined the team about 6 months ago. I've been a licensed athletic trainer, certified athletic trainer for 5 years now, but this is my first year with Denison and at CCMH.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So how did you get started with athletic training? What was that route educationally? What sparked your interest? Tell me all about it.
Well, I initially learned about it when I was in high school, and I really was interested in it, and Denison didn't have an athletic trainer at the time, so I was like, oh, wait, this is something kind of interesting and new, so I did a little research on it. Eventually, I went to Iowa State and got my bachelor's degree in athletic training. And then I went on and did my master's degree at the University of South Carolina and got my master's degree in advanced athletic training. And then I have worked at 2 high schools since then. But I worked with Division I college all throughout my time at Iowa State and for a year when I was at South Carolina. So I've kind of done it all, honestly, seen a lot of different things. Yeah, so it's been good.
Exciting. Yeah. What's kind of your day-to-day in this role? If someone were to ask you what does an athletic trainer do, how would you describe that role to them?
So my day-to-day, honestly, is kind of nice. I don't get to work until about noon, but then I can be here till 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, I mean, typically, I don't think I've been home before 8 p.m. since, football season. So it's okay, though. It's all right. And then I come in, I do a lot of administration work. I do the documentation. I do marking down doctor's appointments and things like that, prepare rehabs for our student athletes. And then around the seminar homeroom time, end of the day, I have quite a few students that come in. We do rehab, we do exercises, we get them ready for practice, for games, whatever that may look like. And then after school is a lot of event coverage, whether that's games, practices, all the things. And I get to go home at the end of the day. So yeah, it's a lot of taking care of high schoolers, which is honestly great. I actually really love it. So yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun. What's kind of that relationship? You mentioned you kind of develop or you get ready plans for PT. Mm-hmm. What's that whole relationship with the physical therapist and the athletic trainers? What would that look like?
So I actually have a lot of students and patients that see physical therapists as well. A lot of times those students will be kind of our longer term rehab, so our bigger surgeries maybe that are or our bigger injuries that are maybe post-surgical. So your ACLs, your UCLs, in your knees and your elbows, all those things. Those are going to be my patients that maybe need a little bit more intensive one-on-one focus with physical therapy. And then they also can come with me after school on the days that they do not have appointments with their physical therapist, and we work on things that the physical therapist asks me to work with them, and kind of if I'm seeing different things, we can communicate that directly. So I talk to the physical therapist all the time, and I am always checking in. Did this person make their appointment? How'd they do? What should I work on? And they're checking in with me. How have they been doing? Have they been starting to do practice? What has practice been looking like? And it's just a nice way to have eyes and ears on the patient, both in the in the office and in the clinic, but also at the school and doing their sport. So yeah, it's a nice connection and it works out really well.
Do you have more, do certain sports tend to have more sports injuries than others, or is it really just across the board, or what does that look like?
Obviously, your contact sports are going to have more, so we will have a little bit more in football. Wrestling is our big one. We just survived wrestling season, thank goodness. So wrestling's our big one. We will have a little bit more chronic type things, especially with cross country, with track. Your tennis is going to be usually a little bit more chronic. We'll probably have a few more acute or contact type injuries with soccer, but otherwise it really just depends. Soccer can usually be a big one. Wrestling's a very big one. Football, usually those are our biggest ones, but it can happen in any sport.
So, yeah. So how does a student start kind of that process with you? Is it you identify the need if there's an injury on the court? Is it more of a coach referral, a PT referral, kind of a balance of both?
A little bit of both. The students are very good about coming in and telling me when things are bothering them, which I appreciate most times. They will usually come to me and say, hey, I've been having this issue, this has been bothering me, and then I can kind of take a look, do an evaluation from there, and then we get started. And a lot of times it'll start out with, all right, let's get started during seminar, come on in, we'll do these exercises, we'll do these stretches, things of this nature, to get you started somewhere. We might modify your practice a little bit, and then we can go from there. Sometimes if I see something, I can also refer them to a doctor. So I'll say, all right, let's get you in, let's get you to a doctor, let's get it checked out just to make sure that we're getting on top of it. Other times I will have students that go straight to the doctor, and then I do have PT reach out to me. Hey, we have so-and-so coming to see us. Are you working with them / can you come work with them, or can you grab them and work with them as well? So every now and then we'll have coaches too, but for the most part the students are very good about coming and finding me and letting me know. So
awesome. Yeah. What would you say your most favorite part of your job is? Like, what's the best part of it?
Definitely the kids. They're my favorite part. Obviously I love getting to be around them and get to know them as people, which is honestly my favorite part. They love to come in before and after practice, and we love to chat and do whatever. We had team meal in my room in here one time this year, which was really fun. I think athletic training is so special because you really get to know the athlete as a whole. You get to know everything, and that's really important. I mean, you're with them sometimes at their lowest of lows and after tough losses and hard injuries, and then you also get to be there for their highest of highs, the victories that they've been working towards, coming back from an injury, getting to see them succeed in something that you and them have both been working super hard on. And it just really builds that connection, and it feels so good for me too to be like, oh my gosh, look at them. So yeah, I think that's definitely my favorite part, is getting to be around the students and the athletes. The coaches are obviously great too. So just the people, sports, all of that.
Yeah. Do you find that once a student athlete has been in your care for let's say an injury, that they have more tools in their tool belt to kind of prevent similar injuries going down the road, I guess? Or
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if they use them, that's the best way to put it. Yes, we stress a lot, stretching is so important, and these kids don't know how to stretch or don't know what stretching is. So usually, that they can come in and we talk about that. They come in, they grab a foam roller right away, they start stretching. They learn what the purpose of stretching is, why we stretch. Another thing that I personally love doing and helps me so much, even in my job, which I think helps the kids too, is grabbing them and talking through, okay, this is what is bothering you. This is what your shoulder looks like. This is what a labrum is. This is where these muscles attach, and kind of sitting down and literally looking at a picture and being like, this is what I think is bothering you. We need to work on strengthening these itty bitty tiny muscles, because right now your big muscles are doing all the work. And then I think that really clicks a lot better in their brains, of having them be like, oh wow, I can see what you're saying now, rather than just, all right, do your exercises, because they might be like, why am I doing exercises? It just hurts, So that's been really helpful. I've found that they take to that so much better when you sit down with them and talk through it, rather than just being like, come in, check off the boxes and go. So yeah, I really enjoyed that part.
I guess just to finish off, what do you think is the biggest benefit to having this service in the schools for these student athletes? I know we mentioned injury prevention, obviously healing. Do you think it creates more trust in just their coaches and the therapists, and even more in themselves, or what is your perspective on that?
I think it's just, I am a good way to be an advocate for the student athletes themselves, and I'm a good way to kind of be able to bridge that gap between both the coaches and the athletes. As in, if the coach has concerns that they might not want to address directly to the athlete, they can ask me and I can give my honest opinion. Same thing with the athletes. If the athletes have things that are bothering them, or injuries or things that are hurting, and they may not want to go right to their coach because they're worried about XYZ, I can be that nice bridge and advocate and saying, hey, let's try this, and communicate both with the coach and the athlete. I think that is so important. I think that's really helpful for the students and for the coaches both, to have someone in the middle that maybe can help direct and have those tough conversations and address that on both sides. So I think it's great for everyone all around. I know it's great for me personally, but I think it's great for them too. So yeah.
Thank you for listening to Here's to Your Health, a podcast brought to you by Crawford County Memorial Hospital. We hope today's episode provided helpful information and a better understanding of the care and services available in our community. Be sure to join us next time for another conversation on Here's to Your Health.